All right, today I'm gonna go through how I recorded, engineered, and produced a song called Eliana.
Eliana, don't waste the rain. Eliana, it'll rain here every day.
And I've got the project pulled up, so I figured it'd be fun to go through and see what went into it, some of the tracks, and yeah, so let's dive in. Eliana is a song that I started writing in the fall of 2020, towards the end of the year. It stemmed from a pretty simple acoustic progression. This one right here in the intro. Pretty simple, and it basically repeats. And so it looks like here I have track panned left for the acoustic with an SM7B that I labeled, and you can hear that here. And it looks like I just used the same recording, but I had a different mic going. I had the MXL 770, I believe. And that's panned right. In the actual intro, all that's going on is that, as well as a couple of synth pads. I have this Roland JD-XI track. Pretty airy. And then on the right comes in, you can see a pretty significant fade in. And it's called Strings. It's another preset from the JD-XI. And this one's kind of that beefier tone. Altogether, the intro has those three, between the acoustic and those synth tracks. And then here's where the first vocals kind of come in.
Come out, the fire's out. They're filing in their spark account.
So I've got a doubled vocal track here. I've got the master. Here it is dry.
They're filing in their spark account.
So I'll record that with an SM7B. Here's with both the EQ, compressor, and then I've got a verb and a delay on it.
They're filing in their spark account.
I really liked that vocal processing there. That I kind of settled in on the record that this is from, Drifter. As we kind of scoot along here.
Come out, please get now. The very least, just make a sound.
Acoustic, two synth tracks, and then the vocals. The next kind of piece of motion comes in a pre-chorus.
Oh.
And you can see another synth track comes in, an organ pad, and that is panned far right. Same thing, really long fade in. All together with the synths, creates pretty good swell here. Again, it's just those tracks so far. I think something that's interesting that I struggled with a lot was creating dynamics without, I tend to speed up when I play live. That felt wrong recording, but in this one I tried a bit of like an on-ramp from 136 BPM to 142, and that kind of gave that lift for the chorus that I felt it needed. And then here's where bass comes in. There's a cymbal swell and all of the drums that I kind of patched together, as well as a bass track. Super simple. The part that I like the most about the chorus is all of these backing tracks that I think really fills it out. It's very big now. You probably heard there that there's a drum machine happening. There's a lot of stuff going on. So I've got kind of like a tambourine here that's just gridded out on a drum machine. Pretty consistent, has that accent in there. This song's kind of your classic big chorus, small verses, and that's kind of what you can see here with, there's no bass in the verses, there's this organ pad that came in right before that's during the pre-chorus. It does the same thing in the second verse. Super simple. Again, it drops back down.
The old man left some gold inside. He held the door and left the light.
And you can see tempo drops right back down immediately at the end of the chorus, and do the same thing in the second verse. There's nothing besides acoustic, a couple of synths, and the vocals just like the first two verses or so. On ramps back up to that 142, you go back to the big chorus. And this is kind of where the rest of the song kind of carries out, leading into the end of the second chorus and into this bridge area. And that's where you can see all of these backing vocals. Bass guitar rides out the rest of the song. And this is kind of where I was trying to get really big with it. So it drops back down here and then picks right back up, maintaining that 142. Something that I don't know that many people notice that I snuck in here was these like doo-woppy things. And that goes throughout. You can kind of hear it. They're not like hidden by any means, but I do think they get lost a little bit, and that was kind of the point. I don't really want them to be in your face. And they just go back, and I think they're hilarious now. But yeah, they're buried under there beneath all of these backing vocals that make this section feel so big. And then all together here. And you can see it kind of maintains this pretty big, pretty lush sounding vocal section for the entire bridge. And then towards the end, try to make that last chorus and the kind of lead into that as big as possible by adding even more vocal swells and whatnot. We just get beat, but goddamn you try. And honestly, the end of that bridge is like my favorite part, and it's really fun to mix in live. There's just like this swell right at the end of the verse that I always think is really fun. I think it's only on a couple tracks, but let me see if it's these. Yeah, that's all it is, like this little crescendo. But I think it's really important at the end there to kind of segue into the last chorus. And then there's also a really high Eliana in there. I think it's this one. Nope, it's not that one. This one? Yep, there it is. And all of these are drenched in reverb, which is really what I was going for on this project. It just feels huge to me. And then, yeah, this last chorus has even more vocal layers, trying to make it as big as possible.
Eliana, it'll rain here every day. Eliana, just sing a sad song. Eliana, sing God, I'm coming home.
And then it just kind of goes to the outro, drops back down in tempo, and wraps up with the same pre-chorus.
Oh, oh,
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I would like to say it was pretty simple. Obviously there's a lot going on here, but one of the lesser number of tracks that I have on anything that I'll make at this point, 24 of them, and some of them are some duplicates or different mic'd versions of the same track, but pretty straightforward in terms of song structure and dynamics, but definitely something really special to me. And yeah, it was a really pivotal production, and ended up putting myself on kind of a track to have some similar production styles on projects that came out after that. Yeah, this has been the anatomy of a song for Eliana. If you all want me to do another breakdown of a different song, feel free to comment below. I'll be sure to read them all, and hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you next time.